Oh, battery is just not cutting it for me anymore. I need more power. Hold on a second. What's this? No way. Welcome to an unboxing and first start of the Champion 23cc curve shaft string trimmer. That's nice. Alright, so I should probably read the manual first, because I've never actually run a two-stroke before, so this will be a learning curve. But I better read the manual. Oh, hey, this is cool. Apparently, if you post a video review like what I'm doing, you're going to get yourself a free t-shirt. Alright, so I'll have a little look at these. Yeah, a whole pile of stuff, so take a minute, look at it, make sure I don't get anything wrong, and then I'll be right back with you, so just a minute. Alright, so I think I know enough to run it. It's not too much different from a four-stroke, so it should be pretty straightforward. But one thing I did want to point out to you is that you get this slip saying, do not return this product to the store where you bought it, because Champion is very serious in their customer service. From what I've read, it's really good. They are really responsive, and I think they want to keep up that reputation. So just wanted to point that out, give them a little bit of credit for that, and so yeah, let's get on to assembling the weed whacker. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward from what I can tell. It actually comes with assembly tools and that looks like a spark plug tool to me, so that is pretty impressive that they give that to you. Let's see, we move that like there. So let's put the what do you even call it, spool on first. It's like they got a protector on here. You gotta pull that off, and looks like it just spins on. And make sure you tighten that down good. It'll also spin in the direction that you tighten it, so, or rather in the opposite direction, so it'll tighten it up as it spins, so there won't be problems with it coming loose. And yeah, it already comes preloaded with some good heavy-duty line, and so I'm not worried about that. That's good. Alright, so now the spool's on. Let's get the protector and cutter piece on. Figure out that's what these two little screws are for that come loose in the bag. Just, hopefully you can see that there. Just pop it on like that with the collar fitting in the little slot in the protector, and then you just go and hand thread them in. The screws here, and you got yourself an Allen key to do them up with. I reckon that'll do. There, that's not coming off. Alright, so we got everything down at this end on. it's time to put on the handle now. And this is where it can kind of fit wherever you want, wherever is most comfortable for you, the individual. Alright, I think we're good right just about there for now. Just need to straighten this, sorry. Okay, you all still with me? Oh, that was a little bit boring, sorry. Anyway, we got this handle on, we got everything at the bottom there on, and well, I think it's time to put some gas in the fuel tank here. Alright, time for some fuel now. I've already mixed myself up some 2-stroke fuel here, 50 parts fuel to 1 part oil. It does come with a little bottle of oil that should be good for 5 liters of gas, but just to be sure, I wasn't sure if it was going to come with any or not. So I got some from Canadian Tire, some Motomaster oil, 2-stroke engine oil. You have to be careful here because they have 2-stroke oil and 2-stroke outboard motor oil. So you don't want to get the outboard motor oil. You want one specific for weed whackers and chainsaws and such. And whatever you do, do not use normal oil that you use for a small engine. So I'll just put some fuel in here in this machine, and let's fill about 80% full. So we'll see how much that is. Alright, so I've got it up to the fill line here. I'll just put the cap back on. Do a little bit of a pre-run engine check. This is the choke here. Down to open, up to choke. See, I'll take this off. I just want to crank it to see that's good and loose. Yep. Spark plug boot looks good. Throttle's working as it should. And shut off switch. Alright, I think we're ready to go bring it for a run. Alright, so here we go. Not sure if this machine needs a break-in period or not, but in any case, just the manual doesn't say anything about it, but I'm just going to let it kind of idle with a few throttle punches every now and then. I won't put it on full load until it's running smoothly. So it says open up, or close the choke rather, yeah, and then put on the choke. And it's an automatic. Once it gets running good, it'll just flick back to the run position. Then systems check. This is just an auto return switch, so turn it off, you just hit it, and it returns to the start position. A nice safety throttle latch, very smooth. Don't think there's anything else I have to do. Okay, it's not going. Oh, right. Haha, silly me. Alright, so there's actually a prime bulb down at the bottom I didn't see. I had seen that earlier in the instructions, but I forgot about it. So anyway, it's prime now. See the oil and fuel coming up, which is good. And looks like we're ready to give this a crank. Okay, so as you just saw there, I kind of got the grass all wrapped up at the top of the spool here. I was pushing it a little bit to see how powerful it was, and yes, it does have power. But I did get wrapped up. However, it was easy to untangle it. The last thing I forgot to mention was there was this piece of like paper on the cutter blade, on the blade protector. So just make sure you take that off before running it, though it really doesn't matter. You could just chop that up. Alright, I also want to show you this cover here. It's got some quick start icons that are semi-easy to follow, but yeah, you can kind of get the gist of them. And this whole carburetor box cover thing comes off if you screw off this little plastic sort of nut. Let's see, almost there. And then you can get to the, it's pretty much an air filter box. You see the foam around there, carburetor's in there, but it also makes it easier for your hands to get into the, get in and behind the carburetor. And this carburetor I was talking about, see here is, it's kind of cool because it's semi-automatic. You flip it to choke, start it, but then once you crank it, and then give it a little bit of throttle. See, as soon as I touch the throttle, the choke will snap right back, so you don't actually have to manually do it. Spark plugs up here, and the supplied wrench fits on nicely. And just a little up close of the throttle, the safety paddle, and the kill switch. So, my first impressions on the Champion 23cc Kershaft string trimmer. First of all, you have to understand that I am a newbie. I've never used a two-stroke engine, much less a two-stroke weed whacker. So you're going to have to take what I say lightly, though I have had quite a bit of experience with four-stroke engines, so we'll see how this goes. So for one thing, I think Champion has nailed the engine, which is maybe not surprising coming from a generator company. It's reliable, easy to use, and pretty powerful. I know you can get more premium engines than this, but I think for the normal homeowner, for everyday use, this is fine. It's not professional, mind you, but it's got plenty of power, and with that 15-inch line, there's really no problem with it. I like the semi-automatic choke feature. The mileage is pretty good. I was able to get through 20 minutes of trimming in and just use up about a quarter of the fuel, so you could technically get over an hour of run time before having to refuel. And did I mention the price is actually quite good for what you get? It comes in at $180 Canadian and $200 for the straight shaft version. But for the amount you get from this engine, also for the thoughtfulness of the packaging and the tools they provide you with, I think it's a good deal. There are 3 things, though, that I have to point out that may or may not be problems. They may be, the first 2 definitely are more personal preference things. So number 1, the rubber grip on the handle slides around a little bit, so if that bugs you, then that could be a bit of an issue. Another thing is the paddle lock and the throttle. They look kind of cheap, but trust me, when you use them, they don't feel that bad. Another personal preference thing. The last thing is with the bumper feed head. Mind you, I've never actually used a bumper feed head before. Again, I'm a newbie, so I went from electric that had an automatic feed system to bump feed. But in any case, it felt to me like you really had to pound on it rather than bump it to get any sort of feed from the spool. But if that's a normal, please do comment below and let me know so I can be in the know. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing, assembly, first run, and review of this project. And I would like to say, good work, champion, because this machine is a lot of fun to use. It's pretty easy to use, actually. Takes a little bit of skill, a bit different than an electric weed whacker for that case. But overall, it's a great product, and I've even decided to give it a name. The Bumblebee.